looking back from how I started, you know, how my emotions had been flowing high and low, high and low, high and low, up until now, delivering the materials to the fashion designers. I was excited, really, because I mean, we are getting there. We want to create magic, and I was happy because I felt like I got the best hands. Shout out to, I'll tag them in the video. But then I felt like I got the best, and then after a bit of what's the word now, conversations around the project, I could tell who should do which and who should do um, some, like, one person had two designs to create because I felt like she had the capacity to do so. And this was how I delivered the sketch designs through WhatsApp and further instructions that came with the fashion sketch. Truthfully, there were some people that I didn't give a very clear instruction. I left out some instructions on some designs. I couldn't give digital illustrations for their own creation, and while some I gave the digital illustration. Like I said, these are some designs that I had already, so some are fully fleshed digital illustrations, while some others were still as sketches on my sketchbook. And reaching out to them, they were free, gave me their deadlines, and I had to go for physical measurement taking. And I know one thing for sure, that some fashion designers do not want you to send the measurements you have taken, but they want to, if they can, they want to take their measurements themselves. It's whatever works for them. So I went to their shops, and one person had to come to my house because I couldn't get to her place. So gave them the materials, they took their measurements, explained the sketch to them, and then we agreed on deadline. So for one of the designs, I actually wanted to use it earlier before the launch. I had an event where I wanted to show myself, so I gave her her own deadline. It was different from the others. Gave her her own deadline. I need this for an event, and all of that. So she came, took my measurements. I explained this thing to this lady, explained it so well. The same way, if her own was a manual sketch, that I gave to her to create this design. So while every other person was busy creating their own design, the design I gave to them, I was busy making mine, since one of the designers wasn't available. So I was going about creating the designs. I'd already gotten the fabrics, and everything I needed for that design was available. So it was just to cut and all of that. In fact, I was to make two pieces of that particular design, because I wanted to do a collab with another model, So yeah, unfortunately my model was not around and available. And then I had already made hers and then made my own design. So my pastor kept reaching out to me, to ask how far Have you reached out to this person? Are you monitoring their progress? You know this thing with fashion designers, if you're not on their neck, it will be like, I don't know if fashion designers have disappointed you before. So I had to, I know people can come for me. It's okay, we are in the business. But I would say my experience, even as a client now, of a fashion designer. And then I kept reaching out to them. How far? How you going? Please send me clips of the clothes you're making. We need it for production, and kept, reaching out to them and all that. So the first designer, in fact, she was the last that I gave materials to, but she was the first to deliver some of the materials for the production, for her creation. She had to get it herself, because I felt like something that she could get, by herself. Let me not stress myself to bring that one. And then she came around, she had made the clothes, it was time for fitting. And then it was looking all great, very close to perfection. And I missed out the detail of the back of the dress. The back was show back. And I thought, I looked at her, I was like, excuse me, sister, you didn't know I'm a pastor? How can I go and show them my back like this? What do you think about it? And so she was like, okay. We had an understanding, and she took it back, covered the back. She did a very wonderful job for me. Like she did so great. When I wore these clothes to the place I was going to, chai, all eyes on me. I was glowing in the dark. I was looking so like, it was so good, from the color to the choice of material to the delivery and the design itself. Now this design actually is special. It's a combination of my creativity and something that I have seen before. And this is something I would like to put out here, that you being a creative person, you have to bring yourself in your creativity, what you will be known for, what you are known for. What is that unique thing about you that someone can see this clothes and be like, wow, this is good? I know our fairy godmother, hey, if she does the corsets, you know her, a very, very known fashion designer, female fashion designer. When she wears her design, or someone wears her design, you can tell that this is her signature design, her creativity in it, from the structuring of the clothes to the corsetting to the fit and all of that. So I feel like designers should not get used to somebody brings style for you and then you do exactly, put your creativity in it, except this is based on the customer's demand. The customer wants you to do exactly what they have seen. They bring their phone, bring pictures for you to do. Now you're at liberty to please your customer, because it's customer first. But when you're creating your own piece, let this be this creativity. And creativity also speaks about innovation. There are original designs, there are innovative designs. Probably you've seen something, you just want to tweak in one way or the other to make it look unique, make it look different, and so that people see another side to a design that they haven't seen before. But then copy is not all the best. It's not so good. And for one, I love creating original designs. Personally, I love creating original designs, custom, bespoke. Like, okay, you're going for an event, please give me something that will make people's heads to turn and bend and all that. Bring yourself inside of it. Get inspirations from other designers is allowed, because I feel like in creativity there is an eye, and I may be looking at a particular object, a particular thing, and I'm seeing a design inside of that thing that I'm seeing. Another person may be seeing the same thing but in another angle, or even seeing something totally different. So explore your creativity when you're creating a design. That's by the way. And so I went for the event, and It was wow. In fact, myself, I was feeling myself. I loved it, totally loved the dress. So I kept up with other designers to know how far they had gone, know where we were, because we already had a deadline for the whole photo shoot and everything. Like, yeah, I was working with other people, and I had to also work with their own timing so that we would have an awesome production. So myself, I had finished my own design. This other lady had finished her own design. It was 3 designs left. 2 was being made by one person, and because she was making 2, I had to give her extra time. The last one, let me calm down and say this thing very well. I have been following up with her, how far, starting from her time. She said she was busy. I gave her a cloth to make, a suit, men's suit, to help me out with. Not help me out with, like, I paid her to make a suit, for someone. And then, okay, my own clothes, when are we going to get it? She was like, I was going to get it the same time she'll be giving the suit. And for all of them, I gave them 2 weeks for the production of the designs I gave to them. And kept asking, she wasn't responding. If I send a couple of messages, she would select the one she wants to answer me. I was like, she have not put myself inside trouble like this. I can't see, like I said, collaboration is something that we must embrace. Harness collaboration. I could make these designs, I could make some of them, but I wanted to expand my network, learn from people, see how they make clothes, their process, delivery, network. And she wasn't responding. I had to go to her shop. How far now? What's the problem? What's this? Okay, picked up the suit. The clothes was not ready. Talked about transformer, one thing, then thief this one, then not thief this one. This is not working and all of that. Okay, that she's going to make it herself. It's a sample design, and I even reached out. Like, I spoke about, if you don't understand the design, it's me that created the design, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. If you don't get it, it's clear, it's fine. I don't expect you even I have to explain to you, in the execution, in the sewing and everything. I said, do you want me to explain to you further? She said, no problem, no challenge. It was about 2 weeks that I've given her. The 2 weeks that I gave her for the execution. How far that she cannot see the illustration, the sketch I sent to her. Meaning that you haven't looked at it, you haven't even tried, cutting and all that. I resent the design to her. It was getting interesting, because the fact that I send you a message and you don't respond was already irritating me. I have a deadline to work with. Afterwards, I went to her shop, spoke to her again. What's the problem? She said she's not usually like this, because of lights, because of work, because of this and that and that. And I said, okay, no problem. When should I come back for it? She said I went on a Friday. She said on a Tuesday. I was like, I can't afford that time. Friday was supposed to be the photo shoot, so how can I come Tuesday? I have to be sure that everything is ready and all of that. She said, okay, Monday. At least I was at ease. Tuesday was my final, like, my deadline for collection of my clothes. I had 2 already. I was expecting 2 the Tuesday, and I was expecting hers on Monday. So I was pretty excited. Okay, everything is adding up. I want to get over with this thing self, And on that Monday, for some reasons, I sent her a message. The time she gave me was not feasible at all. It was late for me to come out to get the clothes. So I told her I'll come the next day, Tuesday. So if you say I should come to get clothes Monday evening, that means Tuesday morning it's supposed to be like, I don't have to drag about it. So I went on Tuesday afternoon, went there, just got the clothes from her. She was like, I should try it. I was like, there's no time for me to try. I'm rushing somewhere. Let me get this clothes, and in case of anything, I'll communicate to you. So I went back. That was Tuesday. I had to go to church in the evening. Wednesday was when I was relaxed to try out the clothes, because I've collected the one, I was supposed to collect that Tuesday. This thing I want to say now, help me and judge. Help me and judge. I tried out the outfits. Everything was looking all nice and fine. Then it got to this one that we almost dragged about after the deadline had passed and all of that. So I wore these clothes. You won't believe it. Like, you will not believe it. I don't know what happened, because after all, I had seen, the wares that she made for someone, and I came based on referral. It wasn't like I just walked into somebody's shop. I came based on referral. I had seen what she had made, like, nice, But I don't know why my own case was different. I don't know what happened, because this is beyond transformer, do this, transformer, do that. This is what somebody sat down, cut and made and sewed. You sewed it. I was expecting, because I don't think she was one that made that clothes. She gave it to probably her assistant or someone to make it. It was bad. It was like, when I wore these clothes, hey, it's as if something just went off in my head. Like, I'm trying to remain calm. I lost it. I lost it because this is Wednesday. My shoot is on Friday. How can I wear this thing? Like, how do I do this thing? What am I gonna do? What? Okay. I wore the clothes. It couldn't zip. It was tight. It was smaller than my mate. Like, the clothes was smaller than me. It was small for me. And then the design wasn't actually designed. It wasn't good. Let me just say it. It was not nice. And then I reached immediately. Okay, I was even trying to be very calm. Do you know, I broke down in tears. Like, I started crying. I was like, what am I going to do now? How do I do this? What do I do? This is not good enough for what I want to use it for. Like, why me? So, in fact, even when it started with laughter. I was laughing, I didn't know that I was recording, my conversation, and I just felt that I was like, Ije Sanobua, who do me like this? What have I done to deserve this kind of thing? So, people around me then were like, oh no, this is not nice, this is not good, like, what happened? Why this, that, blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to contain myself. Because I don't know if you understand, I had booked for my makeup session. And then the videographer, the studio, the photo shoots. So I did a video of myself wearing the clothes, took pictures of how the fitting was. And in that video, I expressed myself. Sincerely, I wasn't rude. Sincerely, I don't know how to feel, because I asked several times, do you have any challenge? Do you have any challenge with the design? You took my measurements. Now I can't even zip the back. That's not even the issue. Look at the top. My tummy is showing. The trouser, see where it is. See the flap. Look at the length of the trouser. They are not the same thing. And I kept saying it, that this will determine the length of this one. They have to be equal. I'm so displeased. I am highly displeased. What do I do now? Because I make clothes for people too. Now, these things happen. Do you understand? These things happen. Something can go off for one reason or the other. I mean, never they sew cloth for person, you burn the cloth. It hasn't happened to you. Just pray you don't find yourself in that kind of situation. You know, these things can even, I was even prepared for, even if she doesn't get the design, yeah, I can just find a way around it. But I didn't have a backup plan. That was the truth. And I had to execute. I did a snap picture, did video, sent to her. Someone that does not respond immediately, that takes her time to respond. It happened to be at that point in time, she was online, and like 2 minutes, she sent me a message, a voice note actually. She said, I am driving. Let me park and see the video you sent to me, or when I get home, I'll respond to you. You no go believe. This is 2 weeks since I sent her that message. This lady hasn't responded. She hasn't said anything to me. It fueled my anger the more. I was, hey, you don't say since I fight, oh, it's been long. I was like, what do I do now? How can you be ignoring me? Okay, now, so we're in business. Okay, fashion business. You're a tailor, you're a fashion designer, you make clothes, you do, truthfully, 3 people that you should not joke with. You see your tailor, your mechanic, and your hairdresser or your barber. Hold them tight. Hold them JJ. You need to hold these people very well, because they are lifeline of some executions, some things that you cannot, you must wear clothes, you must make your hair. Do you understand? You need them. And you are in fashion business. Beyond the cutting and joining, the sewing that you're doing, you need to acquire some other skills. Yes, you meet, I can't be the first irate customer that you ever see. If you feel like, okay, what I pulled off was, I can't even tell because there is no communication. I did not bring you out to start business. You know, you should have a way you attend to your customers. You should have a way you communicate, conflict resolution. Okay, another thing that I want to add is that another thing that vexed me. When we were going over the MOU, she stated some things clearly, and then she was even the only person that talked about damage control. She said, okay, if something goes wrong, you know, in the production and it is from your end, how do we go about it? If it goes from our end, how do we go about it? We had this conversation. So that was why I was even at peace with her. Now, it wasn't even the design that was faulty. It was the sewing itself and fitting that was faulty. I felt like she should have an issue with the design, because fashion illustration, okay, let me even give it to somebody. Let me see how well they can, you know, birth the design. Let me see how well they can bring it out. Let it not be that it's just in my head. Can this actually go? You're doing this and this, you're creating a design. How can it actually, you know, come out nice and all of that? So after that, she didn't respond to me. It was more painful than heartbreak, because like I had everything planned. I have everything in my head, how I wanted it to, you know, be executed. So I reached out to my makeup artist to tell them that it's not gonna hold again. I can't use this clothes for this shoot, and I had to cancel. Then again, I spoke to my pastor about it, and you know, she tried to calm me down. And see, you actually need someone in this kind of moments that can calm you down, you know, like understand your point of view and goes the extra mile to make you see things in the light that you didn't see it before. Very, very, very important. Very, very important. So that you don't spoil things. And me, I was trying not to, you know, go back and talk and say things that I was not supposed to say. So yeah, I canceled my booking for the makeup session. and it cost me something. I had to pay cancellation fee. Spoke with the studio, spoke with the videographer. Hey, this is what came up. We won't continue the production. And this was why it was a lot for me, was because it was dragging the timeline for the delivery, the publishing of the whole production, the post-production process. So this now warranted that I would find how to make that design, because it's part of what I want to do. It's either I give it to someone else or I make it my own self. And I just took time off to think about it, to meditate and find out, okay, what best would work. If I give it to someone else and they don't eventually get it, what do I do then? I've wasted the time. But I thought I should do it myself. The time I would use to loosen that one, try to fix what she has done, I would use it to get another material and then, start the process from scratch by myself. So that was what I did. Now, to get the fabric that was close to that one, I had, in fact, it was a miracle for me to get that particular kind of fabric, because it looked like my sketch, and it was actually very, very nice. The fabric was actually very, very nice. So I had to go again, look for another fabric that would be suitable for that style, and all of that. So it was a lot. It was actually a lot for me, because I had to go and start looking for materials after all the stress that I went through to sort all those fabrics, but then I did it. I went, got another fabric, not exactly that type, but something that had a close texture to it, and did all the cutting and sewing of that particular design. Now at this point, I was not even in the mood to film anything. I didn't do any video, because for all the videos I have, for the designs I had a cutout of the cutting and sewing process and all of that. I was supposed to do it for this, but I was just pissed. I wasn't in the mood to make any video and all of that. So yeah, I did that and recreated the design. But before because it took me a while to get my mental health back to the right state, get myself back to the right state of mind. I waited for her response. 24 hours. I felt like, oh really? Like, okay, this lady is very, very, very busy. She was still driving for 24 hours. You said you wanted to drive and pack, or when you get home, you will give me feedback and all of that. Now, you must find a way to deal with customers, irate customers. You must find a way to compromise. You must find a way to pacify your customers. You must find a way. Satisfaction is the goal. You are satisfied, your customer is satisfied. And I was now thinking, if I hadn't given her money, would she ignore me for this long? Somebody may say, since you knew how to make it, why did you go to meet somebody? I have said it already in the video. I wanted to collaborate. I had a lot to do. I couldn't create all of the designs, so I needed to reach out to people to help me bring this project to life. And 24 hours turned to 48 hours, turned to 72 hours, turned to 1 week. She didn't respond to my message. But then after 24 hours, I just sent her a message. I want a refund. Good evening, I want a refund. She also ignored that message. But anyways, it's fine. Still good. No problem. No hard feelings. We are here we are today, So, and within that break, that period of 2 weeks, I had to go over some of the clothes, things that needed adjustments. One of the designs I had, something on the side, like on the pants, I needed to, fix it, reach out to the other designer, explain to her what happened. Okay, adjust this and all of that. So I went over, made sure that the clothes were perfect, no, wahala with everything and all of that. So after which, we are here. You see, we created magical. No be cho, no be play. If you see the cloth, you go fear. you go like am. I'm telling you, relax. I'll show you. It's omo, it was nice. It was nice. Shout out to BLG Couture. Shout out to Victor Real Passion, and shout out to my humble self. We pulled it. We did it. We made it happen. Yeah, 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 yeah. So today we have all of the designs made, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Love it. Yeah.